Hey, I'm Carlos Garcia, and today we're gonna find out what's the best toasted bourbon out there. So the new Jack Daniel's Toasted Heritage 2025 release just came out, and I have a few toasted at home. I actually thought I had a couple more. Apparently they're all gone. So I'm gonna do a two-part series. So I'm gonna do, today's episode is gonna be against $70 bottles and below, and then I'll compare it to the other three that are above $70 on Wednesday's video. But first, let's do a giveaway. All right, this giveaway is for the worst whiskey Wednesday under $90 or under $80, I believe. So let's see who wins this. And Cody Brew, congratulations on winning some of the worst bourbons I own. I'm gonna do it again. I forgot to take him off, so if he wins, I'll just redo it, but I'll roll it 3 different times. Let's see. Robert NY Guard. I don't know why there wasn't that many entrants into this. You guys didn't want some of the worst bourbons out there? You gotta be kidding me. Wow. Cody Brew, you really want that stuff, huh? Yeah, I removed you this time. You can't win again. The luck, huh? To win twice on the same thing. Motohead 077. Okay, all 3 of you guys, email me. This it's in the description. I'll get those out to you. All right, so today's video, we are going to do, let's see, I wrote down some notes. So the Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel, yep, so it says, is 94 proof, and it is $55. This is actually gonna be the cheapest one out of all of them. Even so, I thought I had Basil Hayden toast. I couldn't find it. We must have drank it already, but that would have been the second cheapest. What I was originally gonna do was kind of do it by proof order, but a lot of these are actually above the 100 proof mark, so I just did it by price. So today we're gonna do the Elijah Craig. Let's see, we're also gonna do the Penelope. That's this one. The Penelope Toasted, now this one's a char 5 toast heavy. Proof is 115. This is actually a pick that I did with a local store like 2 years ago. I bought several of these bottles. It's very good. I do like this a lot. So we'll see how it does versus the Jack Daniel's. And the other $70 or below is the ASW Fiddler. So this one has a lot of notes on the side. So it's batch 24006. You know, it has age 5 years, 6 years, the mash bill, the finish, the char's 1 and 3, toast is medium and heavy, and it's 59%. So this is a wheated bourbon. It's 45% wheat. So I'll give it a little bit difference. The stickers on this bottle though like to come off. So on Wednesday's video, we'll get into the Peerless, the Nulu Toasted, and the Michter's Toasted. But this is the one that everyone's here for. The new Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Heritage Barrel, Toasted Barrel, 100 proof. This is supposed to be a shelfer, guys. So we'll see. I know a lot, when I said that the other day in my video, people were like, there's no way this is gonna be a shelfer. All right, I just cleaned up the table real quick. All the bottle, I thought I was gonna knock them over. So Brian Copeland from Jack Daniel's, he's like the person in charge of the barrel maturation process. He does single barrel selections. He's one of the higher up guys over there in Jack Daniel's at the distillery. He was doing like a Jack Daniel's thing at a local liquor store, and he told us this was coming out this August, and said that this is supposed to be a shelfer, just like the rye, the barrel proof rye and stuff like that. So I believe him. And the thing is, like, I remember when the rye, the barrel proof rye came out a couple years ago, you know, people were snagging it up like I did because I loved it so much. But now it sits on shelves. And Jack Daniel's, unlike maybe the old Fit 7-year and the Eagle Rare 12-year, which I still haven't seen, which are supposed to be shelfers, I feel like this will eventually be a shelfer. It might just take a little bit, but I do see it going on. So this is supposed to be $7 MSRP. I paid $100 for it. I got it through a friend who got it, I don't know how. I see it going on secondary for like around 200, between like 175 and 225. I don't know how good it is. So What I did the other day when I first got it, I knew I was going to review it. Instead of drinking it, because I was taking a week off from drinking, I give away the samples in this channel, right? So I took out 4-ounce samples, you know, and put them in 2 of these. And then some of these, like the Peerless was also a fresh crack. The Mixer's also a fresh crack, and so was this ASW. So I just put them all into sample bottles because I'm gonna give them out anyway. So instead of me actually having to drink them the other day so that they weren't a fresh crack, I just did that. So let me know if you think if this is still a fresh crack. I think it would be the same thing if I drank them or not. it's still removing liquid out of the bottle and giving some air. So, so that's that. So let's get into these 4. All right, everything's poured and blind for me. And let's get into some of the noses here. So A on the nose. Toasty, woody. I would think if someone gave this to me blind, I would know that this is toasted based off of this nose profile. It's not much like fruit or sweetness. There was sweetness initially, but now it's just kind of like wood. All right, there is some sweetness and some slight red fruit, but overall it's very woody. Okay, let's go to B. Okay, this has more banana profile, some peanut butter, some roasted peanuts. This one doesn't smell so woody like A does. This smells like a Jack Daniel's product, to be completely honest. Some red fruit. All right, I like that. It does remind me of Jack Daniel's. I'm not gonna say it is a Jack Daniel's, but it definitely reminds me of a Jack Daniel's product. Okay, let's go C. Okay, this one's an explosion of red fruit, like the red Jolly Rancher note. It's sweet, red fruit, some vanilla. I do like that nose. That was really nice. Okay, so let's go to D. All the noses have been very different, so that's cool. Ooh, I get a slight banana on this one, very slight. Some wood, oakiness, and a little cinnamon. On noses, I would definitely, B and C were better than A and D. Okay, so let's go on palate. Okay, so going back to A on the nose is more of like that dark caramel sweetness. Going off of D back to A. Okay, let's get on palate. All right, so I actually took 2 sips because it's the first sip of the day. But the notes are basically the same both times. I was hoping it got better the second sip. That's why I took 2 sips. So this is not my favorite. I'm thinking this is Jack Daniel's, but I'm hoping this is not the Jack Daniel's because this is, well, that had banana too. So sulfur, fireworky note was kind of there throughout because I wrote it twice on the palate and the finish. It's astringent, it's thin. I did get some marshmallow notes on the finish, which was the only good note I wrote. Sulfur again, and short. No. Not my favorite. So let's try it again. See what happens. I'm going to count that as my 3rd sip. I really want to drink that again. Okay, so I wrote woody and harsh. Basically, every time I hit a different part of my palate, it was like a different bad note. The lingering note that's left on your tongue isn't good. This is not my favorite. That's unfortunate. Now, I didn't go into this saying this was my favorite toasted. I just said these are toasted bourbons underneath $70 or $80, whatever I said. Oh, 70. Okay, let's go to B and hope for something better. All right, this was a lot better. So B was red fruit, oak, toasty, vanilla, coating. Definitely thicker mouthfeel than A, because A was very thin. It did have a slight permanent marker note, which not the best note, but it was, to me, was there. On the finish of the vanilla fudge, and then just like disappeared. But it was the first sip on this one, so let's see if the second one, because this happens a lot. I'm noticing is that when I go to a different thing, like the first sip, the finish doesn't linger as much, but then the second and third kind of build it. So we'll see. Second sip, it's a lot of the same. If anything, that permanent marker note is stronger this time. I did get some red fruit on the finish. The finish is still pretty short to medium. It's not long by any means. But what does linger on the tongue is pretty good. Like what's in my mouth right now is decent. I was about to say green apple, but we'll see if I get it on the third sip. Yeah, I wrote green apple on the finish this time. It's there for me. It's weird because this one was so banana and peanut butter forward on the nose, but the palate doesn't match that at all for me. It's good. Nothing crazy. That permanent marker kind of is off-putting, but the rest of it's pretty good. So maybe that's not the Jack Daniels. I didn't get any banana on it. Okay, let's go to C. Okay, so C, I took 2 sips as well. The proof, C is much proofier than B. It's probably a big jump. This is why I want to do proof instead of price, but just worked out this way. Not a lot of notes, but hopefully I might do 4 sips on it. Toasty, wood, drying, red fruit on the finish. Very just woodsy. Okay, so on the palate, slight red fruit. It's still very toasty wood forward. I did get a little bit, like the lingering note is red Jolly Rancher, but again, slight. Well, I'm gonna try it one more time. It does drink proofy, and the highest proof thing up here I think is like 118. So whatever this is drinks much hotter than that. And as soon as I say it drinks hotter than that, it drinks perfect. I didn't say the notes are already perfect, but like it didn't drink hot this time. So for all the Marines out there, I got a little crayon note on the palate. Slight, but it just made me chuckle because you know the whole joke of Marines eating crayons. But the finish was a lot better this time. I got some vanilla, some marshmallow with the red fruits. So which one's winning? I don't know. Hopefully these are just gonna smoke them all away. We'll see. Well, this one had some very unique flavors to it, like distinct flavors. So it was banana, hazelnut, oak, vanilla, and then the finish was more vanilla, marshmallow, hazelnut. It was all good, decent linger. Let's try this again. Man, that is a hazelnut bomb. It's crazy. Some dark fruit on the palate. It's the only difference. One more time. The finish though, the lingering notes, it's like the marshmallowy hazelnut note. It's good. my wife's allergic to hazelnut, so sometimes when I get like hazelnut bourbons, I'm like, you want to try this just so you can try what a hazelnut tastes like? All right, I got some cinnamon notes on the finish of that one. So I don't think any of these really blew my mind. Kind of going into this little series, I don't think I'm the biggest toasted fan. That's like a very, you know, it's a category that it's not something I'm chasing bottles in. Double oaks, which is similar, but to me very different, are more what I like. But the toasted ones, I don't know, for some reason, I don't think I've had one that was like really like amazing, but we'll see. Like I'm doing 2 episodes on this in a row. Kind of see which is my favorite out of all the ones I own. I kind of went through my only drams to kind of see which ones I had. So there might be a couple in here missing. So let me know what your favorite toasted bourbons are out of, you know, outside of the ones that I showed you. Now you can tell me one of these are your favorite too. That's fine. But I'm trying to figure out maybe like, oh yeah, I had that somewhere around here. Maybe it just didn't show up on Only Drams as a toasted. So like I know there's Basil Hayden Toast, which apparently I don't have, couldn't find it. And then I thought I had, so Jack Daniels came out with a toasted thing like back in 19 or 18 or something like that. I had a 22, which was like a toasted or double barrel, something. It was a single malt. So I was gonna put that in here, but then I realized it's not even Tennessee whiskey or bourbon. You want to debate that, debate all you want. I don't care. When the Jack Daniels people are telling you it's bourbon and they're just using it as Tennessee whiskey as marketing, I don't know why people are arguing about this anymore, but whatever. I'm going to call it a bourbon. So that's going to be me. All right, so I'm going to take a break, let these air out a little bit more, drink some water, and come back with some scores. All right, guys, there was a clear favorite in this, going back and forth. So let's do a giveaway now. So if you want to enter to win 2-ounce samples of all 4 of these, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment with the hashtag #TUnder70. Make it real confusing this time, let me tell you. So hashtag the letter T under the number 70. I don't know if it doesn't even matter what you guys write really, but but I'll be looking out for that. Anyways, so in last place, with no new notes. Just kidding. I was looking at the wrong one. With a new note. The Elijah Craig Toasted scored a 1.75. I got permanent marker on the palate, which made it even go down more. But I did get some sweetness on the finish. The finish was actually a lot better this time when I was going back and forth. But a lot of notes I did not like. Going into this, I knew, or in past experiences drinking this bottle, I was never a big fan of this. So I kind of like knew this wasn't going to do so well. And it didn't. So it kind of confirmed that for me. So then let's go to third place with no new notes. Is the ASW Fiddler Toasted. And I'll show you guys all the side stuff if you guys can see that. I could barely see that with my eyes. it's so tiny. I scored that a 3. It's good. It's not great. It's not bad. It's just right down the middle. So it's there. So then it came down to my pick versus the Jack Daniels. I did call it this is going to be the Jack Daniels off the nose. Now the palate didn't taste like the banana note at all, but let's see. So in first place is the Jack Daniels. So going back and forth, this was just clearly the favorite out of these 4. And I'm curious how it does against some of the other ones, the more expensive bottles, because these 2 weren't that good. This was the reason this one didn't beat it. And I did get some red fruit on the finish. And so I scored the Jack Daniels a 3.65. And I scored the Penelope Toasted 3.5, and I got some red fruit on the finish. So you can see it has my name right on the label because I was actually part of this pick. And this is just kind of like 2 distinct in one profile. Even though it has a couple different notes, overall the Jack Daniels just tasted the best. Now, for $70, would I buy this? Yes. Would I buy it for $100? Apparently, yes. I don't think I would spend more than that on this unless you really love Jack Daniels and you want this like part of like your collection of Jack Daniels. I don't know if this is something you're gonna chase. Now we'll see. So this is gonna be, you're gonna see this on Monday. I'm gonna record the second part of this series for Wednesday's video either tomorrow or the next day. So I'm not gonna do it back to back, just to kind of make sure it gets even more air, try it out against some of the other stuff. So we'll see how it does. Well, you know, maybe this is going to be the old Fitz 7 all over again, where I'm just doing like multiple episodes on this one bottle. But it did win this lineup. Not ever trying this before, I didn't know how it was going to do, but I kind of thought it was going to beat this one for sure, the Elijah Craig Toasted. This, I know it's a fresh crack, but I've had this before multiple times at the distillery. And before I bought this, they had samples and I bought it based off the sample. Didn't do so good today though. And I've had, this is probably like the 8th bottle of this I've had. So I do really like this Penelope. So the fact that it beat the Penelope, that's good for me, coming from me. So let me know what your, remember, tell me the toasted bourbons that you know of so that I can kind of like look around, and maybe I'll do like a 3rd episode if I needed. But don't do nothing stupid. And if you do, don't get caught. Bye.